Every weekday at exactly 4:17 p.m., the same teenage girl opened the door. She signed for the packages without hesitation. Same neat handwriting. Same calm smile. Same quiet voice. But she was never supposed to be the one signing for them. And the third week in a row, something about the way she looked at the driveway behind him made Marcus Reed realize something was very wrong. Marcus Reed had been delivering packages in Briarwood County for 8 years. At 41, he knew every cul-de-sac, every cracked driveway, every dog that barked but never bit. His delivery truck rattled softly as he pulled into Hawthorne Lane, a quiet street lined with trimmed hedges and identical beige houses. Nothing dramatic ever happened here. It was the kind of neighborhood where people argued about lawn height and HOA rules. And house number 214 was one of his regular stops. The packages were always addressed to Mr. Andrew Lawson. But Andrew Lawson never answered the door. It was always the girl. The first time Marcus met her, she said she was 16. Her name was Lily. She had long dark hair tied neatly back and wore oversized hoodies even in warm weather. She signed quickly. "Is your dad home?" Marcus had asked casually. She hesitated, then smiled. "He's working from home. He's busy." That was normal enough. Plenty of adults didn't want to come to the door. But by week 3, Marcus noticed something strange. The packages weren't normal household deliveries. They were high-end camera equipment, expensive lighting rigs, laptop computers, multiple prepaid phones, heavy, unmarked boxes requiring adult signature, all under Andrew Lawson's name. But Andrew Lawson never appeared. One afternoon, as Lily signed again, Marcus noticed faint bruising near her wrist. Not dramatic, not obvious, just the kind you might miss if you weren't looking. "You play sports?" he asked gently. Her hand froze mid-signature. "No." A car engine revved inside the garage. Lily's eyes flicked toward it instantly. Fear, not annoyance. Fear. Then she forced a smile. "Thank you," and closed the door too quickly. The following week, the deliveries became more frequent. 2 per day, then 3. Then overnight shipments marked urgent. Marcus started checking the system. Andrew Lawson had no visible online business registered at that address. Yet the packages resembled production equipment, studio equipment, video gear. One box partially tore open while Marcus was unloading it. Inside were professional ring lights, tripods, and what looked like backdrop fabric. Not illegal, but odd. Why would a quiet suburban father suddenly need thousands of dollars in filming equipment? Marcus mentioned it casually to his dispatcher. "Probably some influencer guy," she said. "You'd be surprised how many middle-aged men think they're YouTube stars." That made sense. But Marcus had been to that house dozens of times. There were no visible signs of filming. No logos. No streaming setup in the window. No soundproofing. And Lily never looked like a girl who lived in a house running a creative business. She looked careful, measured, as if she was constantly listening for something. One Thursday, Marcus arrived at 4:17 again. But this time, Lily wasn't at the door. He rang twice. Nothing. As he turned to leave, he heard a soft thud from inside the house. Then something else. A muffled voice. Not shouting, but strained. Marcus hesitated. Then the door opened abruptly. Lily stood there, slightly breathless. She signed too quickly. Her signature wobbled for the first time. As she handed the tablet back, a folded piece of paper slipped from her sleeve and fell near Marcus's shoe. She didn't notice. He bent to pick it up. It wasn't blank. It was a torn piece of notebook paper, with one sentence written on it. "Please don't believe what he says." Marcus looked up. Lily was staring at him. Not at the package. At the paper in his hand. And for the first time, she didn't smile. The garage door inside the house began to open. A man's voice echoed faintly. "Lily." She snatched the paper from Marcus's hand. "That's mine." Her voice was barely audible. Then she shut the door. Marcus stood frozen on the porch. This wasn't his business. He was a delivery driver, not a social worker, not law enforcement. But something was wrong. Very wrong. And that night, when he reviewed his delivery logs, he noticed something chilling. The shipping origin for most packages wasn't local. They came from multiple states. Different senders. Different prepaid accounts. But always to Andrew Lawson. Always requiring adult signature. And always signed by Lily. The next afternoon, Marcus decided to arrive earlier than usual. 4:05 p.m. The garage door was slightly open. He parked quietly and approached the driveway. Inside, he could see bright studio lights set up, cameras mounted, tripods facing a backdrop, and Lily standing stiffly in front of it. A man, mid-40s, clean-cut, cold expression, adjusted a camera lens. Andrew Lawson. For the first time, Marcus saw him clearly. Andrew's hand gripped Lily's shoulder. Not affectionately, positioning her. Marcus felt his chest tighten. Andrew's voice drifted outward. Smile naturally. Don't look scared. Lily's face went blank. Not natural. Blank. Marcus stepped back before they noticed him. His hands were shaking. This wasn't just equipment for a hobby. This was staged. Controlled. And Lily didn't look willing. The next day, Marcus knocked again. This time Andrew opened the door. He was polite. Too polite. Yes. Package for you, Mr. Lawson. I just needed adult confirmation. Andrew signed confidently. Smooth handwriting. But Marcus noticed something else. Lily wasn't visible. Your daughter usually signs, Marcus said casually. Andrew's eyes hardened for half a second. She's grounded. The door closed. Marcus returned to his truck. His instincts screamed. That evening, Marcus drove past Hawthorne Lane on his way home. He saw something that made his blood run cold. A black van parked discreetly 2 houses down. Engine running. 2 men inside. Watching the Lawson house. Not neighbors. Not delivery. Watching. And at exactly 4:17 p.m., Lily stepped out of the house. Not with Andrew. Alone. Carrying a backpack. She walked straight toward the van. The sliding door opened. She hesitated. Then got inside. Marcus gripped his steering wheel. This was not normal. Not filming. Not YouTube. Not influencer nonsense. This was something else. The van drove off. And without fully deciding to, Marcus followed it. As the van turned onto the highway and merged into traffic, Marcus's heart pounded. He didn't know where they were going. He didn't know who those men were. But he knew one thing. Lily had not chosen to get into that van. And if he turned around now, no one would ever know what happened to her. Marcus kept a 3-car distance as the van merged onto Route 19. His palms were slick with sweat. This wasn't a delivery route anymore. This was something darker. And he was completely alone. The van exited into an industrial district. Closed factories. Storage facilities. Minimal traffic. It pulled into a warehouse lot marked Silverline Media Storage. Marcus parked across the street. He watched as the van door opened. Lily stepped out. Not struggling, but not relaxed. Andrew Lawson exited the driver's side. So he had been driving. One of the men unlocked the warehouse door. They led Lily inside. Marcus called 911. I think a minor is being transported against her will. Dispatcher, do you see weapons? No. Is she resisting? I can't tell. We'll send a unit. But Marcus knew. By the time police arrived, they could be gone. Marcus approached the warehouse. The side door wasn't fully shut. Inside, bright lights again. Cameras. Backdrop. And something worse. 3 other teenage girls. All wearing similar oversized hoodies. All quiet. Andrew was directing them. Today we filmed testimonials. Lily stood rigid. One of the men handed her a script. Marcus stepped back. This was organized. Not a father exploiting his daughter. A production. Something larger. Marcus circled the building. Through a rear window, he saw something that changed everything. A laptop screen. On it, a live stream platform. Private access only. Subscription-based. The girls were being forced to record controlled emotional videos. Vulnerability content. Crying. Confessions. Manipulated trauma narratives. Sold online. Marcus felt sick. This wasn't random. It was a monetized exploitation ring. Suddenly Lily's voice rose inside. I won't read that. Andrew's response was sharp. You will. Marcus didn't wait anymore. He kicked the side door open. Police are on the way. Chaos erupted. One man lunged at him. Marcus shoved him back. Another tried to grab equipment. Sirens finally wailed in the distance. Andrew attempted to flee through the back exit. Marcus tackled him. The 2 men from the van ran toward the parking lot. Police cars screeched into the lot. Officers stormed the building. Within minutes, Andrew Lawson and his accomplices were in handcuffs. Lily sat on a metal folding chair. Silent. Police wrapped her in a blanket. An officer asked gently, Are you safe at home? She shook her head. He said if I didn't help him, he'd send me somewhere worse. The other girls confirmed similar stories. Andrew had recruited single mothers, promised modeling exposure, then manipulated and isolated the daughters. Lily had been signing for packages because Andrew needed deliveries hidden from attention. He'd coached her to smile, to appear normal, to protect the illusion. As Andrew was led away, he locked eyes with Marcus. "You had no proof," he muttered. Marcus replied calmly. "I had enough." Child Protective Services arrived. The warehouse was sealed. The van impounded. Marcus sat on the curb, adrenaline draining. He was just a delivery driver. But he had noticed something others missed. A pattern. A signature. A look of fear at a garage door. Weeks later, the house on Hawthorne Lane was empty. For sale. Lily was placed with extended family in another county. Marcus returned to his route. Packages. Signatures. Routine. But now he watched more carefully. Because sometimes evil doesn't hide in dark alleys. Sometimes it waits behind perfectly painted doors. And sometimes, all it takes to break the cycle is someone who notices when a signature looks just a little too perfect.